Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
Hello, and here we go again with one more Morning Mindset podcast. And thank you once again for joining me and being a part of the experience. And thank you if you are one of the many people who has recommended and or shared this podcast with someone else. Good job. Good job. All right, if you read the title to today's episode, you may have assumed, you know what happens when we assume, right? You may have made an assumption as to what it was all about or what I was going to be talking about. The title is Time to Apologize, and you may have been thinking that I am going to instruct you to say that you're sorry. I'm going to tell you that it is time for you to apologize. And while that may be true, that may actually be the case, that actually is not what I'm going to talk about today. Now, when I was younger, as I age, I think I have mellowed a little bit. I think in some areas of my life, I have gained more patience. And I'll say that in some areas of my life, I actually have less. I have less tolerance now for stupidity, I believe, than I once did. I have less tolerance now for ignorance or deliberate stupidity or just, nonsense than I did when I was younger. Because I used to, you give people the benefit of the doubt and you're like, oh, I'm sure that what they really meant was, and now that I'm older, I realize that there are some people that are just deliberately stupid, and I don't have time for that. But when it comes to having some patience, when I was younger, I tended to be more reactionary, as younger people do, a little bit more hot-headed. And if someone wronged me, if someone did me wrong, essentially, I was done with that person, and that was it. F you, I'm done with you, F this person, F that, and so forth. I was finished. That was it. They weren't getting a second chance. I wasn't going to stick around and wait for them to say they were sorry. That was it. Now, we can't always do that. There may be someone in your life that you want to stay in your life. However, that person has wronged you. That person has hurt you. That person has taken advantage of you. That person has done something that is wrong. Right? So you can say, you can be like I was and like many younger people, and the moment that person has done you wrong, you're like, F you, I'm finished with you, you can go to hell, and that's it. I'm done, you're dead to me. And you can do that, and I have many times. But we also, as we mature, or as we look at our lives from a more mature aspect, that we need to realize that there may be some people that have wronged us that we don't want to immediately broom from our lives, that we don't want to immediately eject from our lives and say, you can go to hell and you're dead to me and I'm never going to speak to you again. But how do we mend those relationships? Now you say, well, I'm not the one who's wrong, Paul. They're the one who's wrong, and I'm not going to accept the burden for their wrong, and I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you to accept the burden. I'm not asking you to take blame or accept blame for what someone else did to you. But what you may want to do, or you may need to do, if you still want this person to be a part of your life or in your life in some form or fashion, or let's say you are in a business relationship, or you're in a business and you have relationships with many people, and one of the people that you've been working with for a long time does something wrong, They say something wrong, or they do something wrong, or they do something to violate your trust or what have you. And you could say, you know what? Then go to hell. I'm finished with them. Or what you can do is take the time to let them apologize. Sometimes people do things wrong. They realize that they are wrong, but it takes them a while. But if you say, to someone, go to hell, you're dead to me, I'm finished with you, I don't ever want to talk to you again, see you again, smell you again, anything, then they don't have time to apologize. Many people are very self-involved, and they may not realize until later that they were wrong, or how wrong they actually really were, and they need time to formulate that apology. They need time to apologize. But if your initial reaction is, go to hell, you're dead to me, then there is no more time. Then that's it. Now, I'm not telling you to be a doormat, and I'm not telling you to let people walk all over you or to let people use you or abuse you. It's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying as you mature, sometimes, even though you've been wronged, even though someone has taken advantage of you, has done something, wrong, and you know what that is, I don't need to tell you. Sometimes you might just need to step away from it, take some deep breaths. Like I said, the younger me would have been, you can go to hell, F you, and you don't talk to me like that, you don't do that, and that's it. It's over with. And you can do that. But sometimes, especially if you're talking about a situation where this person has been in your life or around your life, or you've been doing business with them for a long time, you may want to give them the opportunity to stay in your life or in your good graces. Now, that might not happen. There may be people that are they just don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They're all wrapped up in themselves, and everything is about them. And if that's the case, all right. If that's the case, then broom them. Get them out of your life. But if your first reaction is to tell that person to go to hell, and they're dead to you, and whatever phrases you'd like to use, then they will never have the time to apologize. And sometimes, occasionally, we need to do that. We need to give people time to apologize. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. Thank you very much for joining me for yet another episode of Morning Mindset. If you'd like to dig in a little bit deeper, you can. You can go to morningmindsetpodcast.com. That is an actual website. And if for some reason your favorite podcast player is not working that day, you can always go to morningmindsetpodcast.com and find the episodes there. We have a gear store. You can get a really cool coffee mug. You can get autographed copies of the book. Or if you'd like, the Christmas season, the time of giving is fast approaching us. And there may be someone in your life that you believe could benefit from the morning mindset, a positive and productive way to live your life. And if that's the case, pop on over to Amazon, order yourself up a prime paperback copy of the book, and gift it for Christmas. What a cool person you would be if you did that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Paul Markle, and I will talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.